All right, welcome back to Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Scott, joined by a local author, Dr. Allan Hedberg, a psychologist. He's written 4 books, brought 2 of them in for us today. This one is called Achieving a Healthy Lifestyle in a World of Stress. I think we can all relate to that. And Doctor, Teach Me to Parent. How are you, sir?
How you doing? I'm doing well.
Fine, thank you. Are these on the New York Times bestseller list?
Well, I would like them to be.
I always ask
They're
authors
yet to come.
Yet to be there. When did
But
you
you
write
know, there are
these?
2 topics that are critical for today. They ought to be on there.
They should be on there, yeah. Are these recent books, or did you write them
Yeah,
long
these
ago?
within the last year.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It takes you about 8-9 months to write a book. And
well, you have 4 under your belt, you said.
Oh,
so.
yes, I've been working on them. And
Yeah. And probably a 5th back in there somewhere, too, right?
We started my next one.
So who are these aimed at?
Well, the health book is obviously aimed at the general population. We all are facing a world of stress. We live in a world of stress. We have to
do
deal
not.
with it. Yes, we do.
We do not.
We do. You do.
What do you mean?
You know, and it's learning how to navigate in a world of stress. I mean, how do you live your life so that you don't succumb to the stress that you're under, within your marriage, within your parenting, your home life, within your job, within your community. Our world is in a mess. Our world is in a world of stress right now. And when you begin to feel the stress on you, you show the effects of that. You know, physical effects, psychological effects, emotional effects, marital effects, interpersonal effects. Trying to do something about it. Trying to help people see that you can deal with this problem constructively and in a very personal way. Take care of yourself.
So what's the magic thing you found? I mean, obviously there's a whole book written here, but where can I start if I'm stressed out?
We have to start with the idea that stress is inevitable. You're going to have stress. I'm going to have stress. We can't eliminate it. We can manage it. So that's number one. You can manage the stress, but you have to have the tools by which to manage stress. So you have to be able to understand that stress is something that you have to deal with through decision making. You have to deal with it through problem solving. You have to build up yourself and your own strength through exercise and through proper diet to make sure that you have a body that can endure, stress, that you have communication skills, that you can negotiate, you can deal with people who are creating stress for you. You can talk to them, you can negotiate with them. So communication, assertive communication skills are very, very important, if you're going to deal with stress at all. Just the idea to know that you can win and you can stay on top of it, and stress need not be your victim. Yeah.
Why negotiate with someone who's causing you stress? Why not just get them out of your life?
Because they're in your life. There are some people you can walk away from. That's true.
Yeah.
There's some drama you can walk away from. But there are other you cannot walk away from it.
I guess if
it's
your employer or something,
you have
right?
children, you're in a job, you can't walk away from that. You better learn how to handle it. You better learn how to deal with it assertively, in a communication manner, in a negotiating way, in a way of interpersonal relationship. Build them rather than break them down and destroy them.
Okay. You have an apple core on the front of this book. What does the apple core
represent?
Well,
that suggests, the doctor, the health issue, an apple a day, you see? I mean, a diet isn't part of it. It isn't that you're going to solve your stress by just eating certain kind of foods or not eating certain kind of foods. But it's a matter of giving your body the strength, the endurance to handle the stress of the day. We know it's good for the brain, it's good for the heart. We know it's good for the heart, it's good for the brain. So apples and vegetables and your salads and your fruits are always good for you because of the strength that you're going to get from that in a healthy manner, and so you're able to deal with the life as it comes to you on a day-to-day basis.
All right. So the other book you brought, Doctor, Teach Me to Parent.
That was written really for all parents. I mean, you have young parents that are in the early stages of parenting. I have a section in there, am I ready to parent? What do I have to do? Are my expectations properly? Have I dealt with my own experience as a child and from my parenting experience from my parents? So you look at that. And then I have a section in there about grandparents. Because today in the world, a lot of grandparents are raising children.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're in the millions. And they need some help because you raise children today a little differently than you did 50 years ago, 60 years ago when you were doing it with your own children.
You can't spank them anymore.
Well, there are a lot of things.
Trouble.
You can, but only under certain circumstances can you do that. But parenting is a very unique skill, and in terms of being able to again, communicate with children at their level. Not at your level, but at their level. Being able to help them think through problems, being able to help them solve problems on their own, help them reduce their stresses that you have to do. You have to be on top of it. You can't be off running your own life. What we find is that parents that are working 80 hours a week, 2 parents working 80 hours a week total, their children are going to be in trouble. If parents are working 60 hours a week together, total, those children are at risk. And the parents that are working 40 hours a week, those children seem to make it. So it's definitely related to the amount of time parents have to parent, as well as the skill of parenting.
So you're saying that parents both parents should each have a part-time job and only work 20 hours a week?
It'd be better.
Be better.
For their children.
For the children.
Now, economically, it's a different story.
But
if you're going to do something for your children, keep your total work hours in that 40 to 60 hour range. And if you go beyond that, you're putting your children at risk. And I don't recommend that, obviously.
Obviously. Okay. So where can folks find these books, Doctor?
Well, they're Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can, my own office here, I'm in Fresno. Just call my office, and my office staff will see as you get a book.
So you're still a practicing psychologist?
I am.
What? And you still find time to write?
I still have time to write every night.
You know, you need to spend more time with your kids.
No, grandchildren. And I do. I do practice what I preach. That's right.
So when is the fifth one coming out? When is the fifth book?
Well, I'm going to do one for kids.
For kids, okay.
And the book is going to be like on your way to school. If I can pick up a topic, it's going to be on the topic of giving a child a little phrase to take in their mind to school every day. And to say, like, I am a good person, and I'm going to share myself with somebody today. If you say that to a child when he goes to school as a kind of a motto or a little mantra to be able to say as he goes to school, and then at night say, okay, tell me about it. What happened? How'd you handle that? How'd you express that? What'd you do with that today? So it gives a child something to do when they go to school, and it gives the child and the family something to talk about when they come home at night. Dinner talk.
Dinner talk.
So I'm trying to kind of build a way for parents and children to do something together and to share each other's lives and talk more. Unfortunately, we have parents who do not eat together as a family.
Right.
I see 10 kids.
Because they're working 80 hours a week.
There you are. I see 10 kids. 1 eats as a family out of 10. 1. They don't eat as a family. So I'm trying to find a way that families can kind of come together and share and talk and grow together and hopefully love each other.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, when that book comes out, you'll have to come back and see us
I will.
again. All right. Dr. Allan Hedberg, did you give out your website and phone number,
Just
all that
call my
information?
office at 244-3260.
244
3260.
3260.
That's right.
There you go. Dr. Allan Hedberg here on Central Valley Talk.